Hi everyone, my name is Javi and I can draw. This is day 3 of action poses, and I want to analyze a bit how this, some comic book pages that I chose to see how they are composed and how the poses are made. So, well, let's go. Okay, that intro was awful. My English was all broken, but well, it doesn't matter. Take a look at this. So what I have here is one page of a SpiderMan Deadpool comic book. It came out, I think that it was last week. And this one is drawn by Ed McGuinness. I love how he draws because he gets to be cartoony and at the same time is like really this comic book feel that is amazing. That he can be pretty silly or pretty serious when he needs to. He's an amazing artist. But he has this page here, this splash page at the beginning of the issue. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, maybe this is a good one for like analyzing just a bit because it's really simple. But let's start with the line of action that would help the composition. Now you have these lines of action here determining the movement that both of the characters are making. Spider-Man, Deadpool, and there's also this bear monkey person there. And if you look at it, it's like super clear, and that's what I'm trying to find here. Because when we're thinking about complex movements like jumping and kicking and fighting and whatnot, we may get a little bit tangled or where to put the arms and the legs and how the body is moving. But I think that this is so clear, especially because you get a great sense of direction. I mean, like this one is super obvious, but in this one you have this leg and you have this arm, so you know that Spider-Man is kind of going this way. You have both limbs pointing away. And I underestimate a lot that when you're doing this type of action poses, conveying a sense of direction is super important. And well, if we continue with the analysis that we've been doing on the last video, you have like the poses are going to be two triangles, and you can see that these are two triangles that are also being like super pointy. So actually thinking about some basic shapes that could define the pose, it could help a bit. I'm going to try on next video or tomorrow. I'm going to try to do this by myself without any reference or anything. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to use these shapes. So these are the shapes, and actually, well, you know, this bear thing getting kicked is also getting like some triangle shape like this. These two triangles, one on top of each other, help the composition a lot. And now, since we were talking about silhouetting, which is something I didn't explore yesterday, I wanted to look at this in silhouettes. So if you do silhouettes for these three characters, and this works for the other characters as well, except for maybe these two that are just getting stuck there and it's a bit confusing, but for the rest of them it works. Look at these silhouettes, they can't be any clearer. Even if I like shut this down, you can still see what's going on. You understand everything, and that's what I love about this. And I think that my approach to these action poses was that by thinking that the character was doing something complex, the drawing had to be complex itself, but it doesn't have to be this way. It had to be like it has to be always as simple as possible. And it sounds so obvious, but I didn't approach this ever like this. And now I love these ideas and I can't wait to get drawing. I think I'm going to just finish this video and start drawing. And last, because this is a short video because last one was so long. But last, I want to focus just a bit on one page of a comic book that I love. Now this comic book is called WeThree. This is by Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. And like, oh, the movement on this page, look at this, it's amazing. I mean, it uses the panels to give a sense of depth that has to do with what the comic book is doing, because these cybernetic animals from this WeThree comic book, they sense space and time in a different way, so you can see this animal sensing time in a different way. That's what the panels show. And it's so good. Look at this. It's like an action scene in just one panel, or several panels, but just one image. It's amazing. And what I was looking at this is like, I love this panel so much. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I would have like a poster of this panel, just this panel. And I thought like, well, but what is the movement? Because you have, like, of course that if you are going to have just one direction, just one motion, it's going to be something like it starts here and it ends here. So of course it is like this. I mean, this animal here is on the middle of the composition, but the animal is not actually moving that way. He's like doing something like this. And if you look at the line of action on this image, it looks something like this. And if you get rid of the drawing, it looks like there's a knife, like slicing something, like a ninja with a sword or something like that. That just fits perfectly this cat character, because he's using its nails to cut through these soldiers. And this is so simple but so complex, but you can see that it starts with just one line, one direction here. It goes from here to there. And then it starts playing around through all of these motions, and it looks so good. I know that the comic book is a little bit gory, but it's so good. It's just 3 issues. If you have $10, or I don't know how much it is, it's probably like $10, just buy this comic book. It's amazing. So that's what I wanted to show you, just to analyze a bit just how it is used in comic books to convey action, which, you know, is just a bit extra exploration on what we've been seeing on the other days. So the next video is just I'm going to try to set up some sort of action scene. I'm going to try to think of a script in my mind, because I think that having a sense of direction and action and thinking what the hell the characters are doing besides just looking good is going to help me a lot to get this right. My name is Javi and I can draw. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day. It's raining here, it's awful, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!